always available for you because he's looking for polygamy. You can be his first and second wife. Physically you can be his wife, and spiritually
I don't know why the camera. Would you like more food, baby? You want more, baby? You have to come here, give me a hug. Come give me a hug. Come give me a hug. Come give me a hug. Oi, 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 oi. You're a big huggy. You want a little more food? I can smell it on your breath. I smell it on your breath. Do we look like twins? No, don't be shy. I heard a one. You're free to go? Am I free to go? Oh, you're free to go. But you can't leave, right? Are you free to go? Once you keep stroking the back of the cat or the dog, they're free to go, right? But they don't want to leave. But if I keep stroking them, right, everything we do in our life, right, has an alternative reality to it, right? What you might be doing something to, and what will be happening to what you're doing something to. And if that something has two legs, arms, and a choice, it'll make a decision. If it was a piece of wood and a nail, you're just going to keep hammering the nail. And if you keep hammering the nail's going to disappear. What do I do here? How do I start? Where do I go? Always the same story. If there are new people, I have to do a video that is condoned to new people. This channel should be viral. Viral for more than one reason. And not only that, I am not. I am not. I am, and I am not. I am not the only one who sees what I see. In fact, everything I see came from somebody out there, somebody on this planet, something I picked up on a search engine. And usually I'm shy to say, what am I shy to say? I don't know. I was looking at my phone, just took my whole mind off of things, you know? I'm going to give you some food. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I got a little bit of the shakes. I get very excited when I begin to open up the vines. You know, when I begin to open up the vines, I get the shakes. I have to put this, you know, this hat right. Okay, I'm doing the casting. I'm going to be back with you soon. Let me grab myself a little hot water. Okay, let me do a little hot water here with honey. Having a little bit of the shakes. Just let me write. I was looking for music. Let me get back with you in a minute. Okay, I need to get... Should I start with what I do? I'm like one of these. I'm going to look at myself a little bit different for a minute, okay? I don't know if I should say this. I'm like from the boomer ages, from the 60s, and grew up with a lot of yuppies around me, right? So my perception of many things were not altered, or were altered in the fashion to how I grew up. And now I see different, and I sort of feel like I'm not living like I feel like I'm lying to myself, but I know I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a frequency. It's just so crazy to be able to grasp that. When I close my eyes, what do you see? Well, put on the music or put on the shower, the bath. Close your eyes, right? Feel the vibration around you. You'll begin to see within inside yourself. Like if you would look up right now, just look it up and look up where can I find some images? Mushrooms, look up Alex Gray. Look up Alex Gray and all those images, right? And everything that goes with what Alex Gray has done, all the artwork, I see it in my head. And I do this to slow myself down. And when I explain things, I lose my trend of thought. And I can't always get onto the railroad track, right? Is it a monorail? Is it a monorail? Call that monorail Luna. Call that track Demas and Phobos working side by side. So what's on the track, right? What's on the track? What's on the track? What's on the monorail, right? Because the monorail would be in between the two tracks. So imagine if you had, like the tracks would be like this. You'd have, here's the monorail, right, would be the center, and then you'd have the two sides of the tracks. Once you can understand these designs, although they might look like not much of a design, they're making it up. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Does it really tell a story? Well, after 20 years of starting with a line, a vision, the alphabet. Oh, why is A1? And why is A1 in gematria? Why is A1 in Hebrew? Why is A1 in Greek? And why is it always A1? So what is so special about A? And then when they put A onto a deck of cards, they put A in a deck of cards, you know? Well, they're games. It's all man-made. It's all man-made, being the hand of God, right? Being the hand of God, the extension. We are here only upon the breath. Within the breath that goes into our lungs, that goes into our heart, what is in what we breathe? There must be something in what we breathe. They say you can get a virus in the air. So is the virus talking to your body, telling it to get sick? Can the virus do anything else to you? Do you get hallucinations at any time? Do you get disconnected at any time? Why does your body feel this way? And what are you thinking when your body feels that way? Is it what you see and what you hear? If you see me and you hear me, then the frequency between us is now created from how your frequency is, how you will frequency my frequency, how you will feel around me. You will be acting in a way from your perception, from what you hear, from what you see, what you feel, and if you get close enough, for how everything smells. But if you look behind me and you saw a mess or dirt, you would say, might smell funky. But if you say everything neat and proper, you must say, oh, I can't touch the walls, or I can't walk in with my boots. So we all start to create these stop signs, these red lights, what you can do and what you can't do. And when you're ready to go, go 22, ape 22, green 49. Otherwise, we had to stop and we had red. We also had green, but we also had the cat, the dog, the queen, and the king. We had 28 days, and then we had the 29th day. What's going on? Where are these numbers coming from? What's going to be the story within these numbers? Don't leave me now. If you want to learn, if you're following GG33, then you definitely want to follow me too. Have you ever heard, has anybody heard of GG33? I like to call him Mr. Christmas, Mr. 5, 7, and 6, or 5, 6, and 7, 210. I'm going to tell you, but I'm a little sad. Let me see if I can send something out here to attract more people. Okay, we got that. Okay, let me see. I need to get more viewers because this is not good. Let me use a flare. Let me see what else is here at home. Use live match. I don't know. Go live 3 separate days. Okay, just give me a second. We got to do this. I think it's comments, right? Okay, where I can give comments. That's fine. I want to put my camera the other way. Okay, mirroring the image. That's good. What's funny is my wall is on that side. It's on that side, but I see it on the other side when I put the mirror image. Well, I got to like myself. I got to get up to 4. You know, I got to get up those hearts just for myself, just for my own being. Sometimes, oh, Ammy's here. Hi there, I caught you. You caught me. Hold on a second. Listen, things that we catch. Let's see, we catch fish. We catch, oh, yes, something that goes along with energy, okay? Energy. 74 is number 27 and 15, 42. So it's a catch phrase. It's a catch phrase. So when you say phrase, you're going to say straw man. You're also going to say strawberry. Everything that links for the situation, everything counts. Now we can categorize it, create an Excel, that the minute I say number 1, everything to do with number 1 is going to come out. Then when all this information comes out about the number, we do the numerology, okay, about everything that comes out with this number. If I pick number 1, you can be first in line. So we're going to write first. If you pick number 1 and you're first in line, you can get the gold. If you're playing hockey, it would be the Stanley Cup. We know we'd be in the finals, and it can be one game. One game takes it all, or it can be a series. What is a series? Is it 3 games? Is it 5 games? Is it 7 games? Can we have a 4-game or a 6-game series? Can you? Of course you could, but it's going to end with a tie, right? So it's going to end with a tie. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Four-game series can end with a tie, right? So I got the loop. I got that flip over here. Why are we tied up for life? What is the tie? Okay, so you have the catchphrase. You have phases of energy. When I spoke about this, let's see if I can do this. Here is how it goes. The word go is 22. It's a 2-letter word. It's going to fit in with the letters I and R. Not all the letters in the alphabet, right, are in the same dimension, okay, of the area space. In order to come here, there has to be something on the outside of the door for us to be inside of something. You could, but you can't, but I'm taking this on layman terms, right? We're all the children of Creator. We can't act like smart donkeys. A smart donkey. At the same time, we have to have the T's. We need T's or T. tee off. Why? Because we have Smarties and we have the ASS, right? Is it talking about two sun systems? SS, sun system. When we go to stop, 39 angels, 31 the cube, 70 the hand of God. We go to red, 27, the house of bait. Okay, let's call it ball, base. 24, 25. Okay, baseball, 27, 27. This one, 2 letters. Let's go 54. Let's go love. Let's go sun. This is going to be 3 by 18. This is going to be 2 by 27. We come up to the next one. We get cat and dog. The cat is 24 equals to 6 and 8. The dog 26 equals to 12 and 8. 6 and 8, 12 and 8. Okay. The queen is 62. The king is 41. 28-day cycle in the 29th-day cycle. Then we have this. Okay. So here's the way it's going to go. Check it out. What I do is I create an alignment, an understanding between numbers. Now we're only 2 people here. This is shameful. I watched some videos yesterday and I know it's shameful. I know I shouldn't be here talking to you about what is my problems, but I'm putting it out to the universe. I'm putting it out to the universe. I put out to the universe, and to the universe, I expect the universe to talk directly to the system. Series is a re. Can you say that again, Ami? Series, I have to understand that. I have to take a look at it. We need more participation. Okay. I don't want to say it doesn't work without participation, right? But when you put a battery into something, you expect the razor to work. You pull out the battery, the razor stops working. If you're interested in the Zodiac, if you're interested in numerology, if you're if you're interested in art, if you're interested to understand the science behind what's inside of a game, if you want to see what I painted and why I painted it, then you can ask me. What I show in these videos, what I share, whoops, give me a second. I just have another camera that I'm trying to put here. What I share in these videos, I try to redesign in artwork so you can see it too. So you can say, because we all have to be on the same page, right? We all have to be in the same page and call this for what it is. Either or, irrelevant to whatever name we give this. When you walk up to a backgammon game, when you walk up to the crap table, when you go to the Monopoly game, do you use one of these? That is the question. Do you use one of these? Does anybody know? I want to hear, or I want to see people give me the first initials of what this is. And if you change the name, I want to know. Do you see this? You see this? You want to call it a square? You want to call it a dice? Call this in a game. They say throw the what? What are we throwing? I want to know. I want to see it. What are we throwing? So you're asking me, Rockstar, what are you asking about? You're questioning my question. Well, use some words, please. It's a lot easier. We are here together to raise the frequency. The better understanding of raising a frequency when you can't figure out what it is yet. So we're going to learn what it is to understand that there is more. That when you see something in the back, okay, it's reproduced, okay, through the computer, through the camera, and you're seeing this right here. I'm just going to show the camera up, what I'm looking at. I'm pointing up there. I have 2 cups. I'm going to be moving off the table over here. You want more? Yeah? You're not even eating what I gave you. I'm going to give you more. giving you the whole thing. The whole thing. Yes. Just 1 second. I'm feeding the cat. They're feeding the cats. They're feeding the cats. They're feeding the cats. We're going to get with that. You want to know about the cats and the dogs? I'm going to tell you why it's here. I'm going to tell you why it was promoted. I'm feeding the cat. Yes, I'm going very, very slow today. Going very, very slow. It's hard to talk to one person. Hard to talk to one person. Just extremely hard. They say use flares, right? There's people that say follow you. I'm just going to see this. What is this? Invite, invite, invite. They have a lot of people to invite and join, and I might go that route, right? I might invite some guests, or I might join. We have very low participation. Does anybody know GG33, right? Or Mr. Christmas, I call him. Just give me 1 minute. My tea is ready. So I'm just going to go and grab my tea for a second and come back over here. I don't like to make this slow. I talked about like 3 subjects. Let's see who's here. Let's see if there's any questions down here. I like to, the more questions there are. See, if you come in here and I sit here for 2 hours and you come in here for 5 minutes with a question, you haven't wasted your time. But if you come in here trying to completely understand what's going on, it's going to be quite difficult because of the, although there's a complete variation, a lot of things, a lot of realities going on. I talk about the cube. I talk about the deck of cards, the calculator, the ATM. This, when you write it down, you can call this a prize. This is a prize. You plug it in, it's a prize. But in French, it's a prise. It's prise, prize. So there's a connection in the understanding when you plug this in. It also, right, when you look at a plug on the wall, it also looks like 11. So is this what goes into 11? How do you plug this in? Because it goes into what's 11 on the walls. But we're not going to get to that. We're not going to talk about that. I want to create... Yesterday, I spoke about there was a song, if I can bring back the song, and it had a real buzzing sound or a honking sound, a buzzing, a honking. It was like this, honk, honk, honk. And I thought about the geese. And then after I thought about the geese, right, I'm just trying to see where that page is that I wrote down. Wow, where am I in my book? I'm writing backwards, right? Give me a second to go back. So I was thinking about the geese, right? The geese. And then when you think about the geese and the horn, you think about the 18-wheeler, right? The big truck, the 18-wheeler. So when you think about the 18-wheeler, I have to write all this down as I go, right? Did I say right? So when you think about the 18-wheeler or the big rig, or you talk about the fifth wheel, right? Because the 18-wheeler has a connection for the trailer. It's called the fifth wheel, right? So it's a 5 connect. It's a 5 connect. That means you can connect all the way around it. You can turn all the way around in all directions. That's the fifth wheel. It's the same fifth wheel or area space. You see, this is the number 5, right? But the fifth wheel pin, here's the pin right over here. So I asked myself that question. This one over here is going to pin in over here. This pin is your double Venus. It creates your Mars. You only pin when you create your pinning station Mars. Mars is the point that we connect. Why Mars? I'm using this cube as a base for the planetary alignment. Now, if you want to say the sun, right? If you want to say the sun, that's fine. We're going to get 1 over to 9, and then we're going to connect. So if I went 1 over to 9, what do we connect to? If I took the sun as the first element in between all the other elements, because that's what we're actually seeing, you know? We're actually seeing, right, that there's an element in the center connecting everything else. And it really, really bothers me for years. Hello, Mr. Sounds Good, right? So it bothers me, the sun. It just comes to me and it bothers me. So I think about it and I think about it. And then I have some theories. But not only with the theories, I also have actualities, okay? Now, can we call the sun 0? Can we call the sun 0? If okay, listen to this now. We have to really try and I can't wrap myself around it, right? That, imagine that everything must plug into here. So we put this in there. Look at that. Look at that, eh? Now, which one's number 1? What's going on? Because this would be like the dartboard, right? This would be like the dartboard. This part over here is 25, right? Call that Earth. This is 50, right? This is the center red dot. It's 50. It's also known as 27. It's noted to be what the house of Bait is. So the house of Bait, okay, is roaming around the Earth in all directions. And the planets are all the way around and all the way around. So what is actually going inside of here? Because for me, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's all 9. But when you have 9, it disappears because one of them goes in the center of all of them. And you have opposites. And if you have 4 opposites in 9, you only have what is 4 times 2 connect, 8. And the 2 connect 8 in 1, which is the sun, and you connect your 1, 9, your 2, 8, your 3, 7, you connect 10. You connect the 10 star through understanding your connections through 9. What is 9? 9 is your birth. 9 is the E world, and I need a calculator to show you this. The E world connect. The 1, 5, and 9 equals to 10. Sorry, 1 and 9 equals to 10, right? All passing through 5. 2 and 8 equaling to 10, passing through 5. 5 and 5 is 10 itself. So 2 passings will duplicate the 10 that you just created with 2 crossings. You create that bow tie effect. Then you connect 3 and 7, 10. And 4 and 6, 10. You pass there again, so now you have the 10, 10 connect. After, if we want to connect, we'll connect 1, 9, 10. We'll connect 3, 7, 10, and 4, 6, 10. but I won't connect 2-8 with it. So we have 10 left over, so I have 30 and 10. Same way they play tennis. So I have 30 and 10 and 15 for the crossing over of the E world, the fifth wheel. The many levels of the fifth wheel as it arrives on communication. 4 and 1, communication, 401, 10-4. It's what's going to connect the pin in the truck to the fifth wheel, right? And the 10 wheelers of the truck, right? That it has the motor that has the big cat inside of it, or big Bertha inside of it, running the tractor, right? Running the power station, okay? That's pulling the trailer behind it. Is this really happening in the universe? Well, guess what? Something like this is happening right now because I'm able to tell the story. And it does happen as a truck pulls it in real life. And there are other stories, many, very, very small and very, very big, that come into the same reality. So unless we can see it, how do we know it if we don't understand it? Where are we right now? If I said we live in the energy, I want to know if that's a yes or a no. It's going to be a question. Here's the question. Interact. Let me see the interact. Lightning QA. I'm not sure. I'm just doing something. I just want to see how it works. I'm not sure if this is real, right? What is that? Somebody, what is that? Okay. Do we live in the energy? Do we live in the energy? I personally will, before you answer, let me tell you something. I cannot explain to you exactly what energy is. Sometimes I think energy might be the river that's flowing, constantly moving along the banks. So there's a currency, and then there's the banks. The currency run along the banks. And I know when you go to the ATM, the currency runs along the banks. Can the current, can it be interpreted as energy? If the water was flowing through Hoover Dam, watch out, Bugs Bunny, I know what you're ready to do. We know what Bugs Bunny, Bunny Rabbit Ears Communication Center, what is Bunny Rabbit Ears going to do with Hoover Dam? That's what I want to know. Jean-Jacques Chaloc. Does anybody know Jean-Jacques Chaloc? Energy, I see a magnet. Very good. So energy has a pull, right? If energy has a pull, are the sharks swimming in it? Sharks, salt, energy, lake, river. What happens? What gets stagnant? So I'm going to, the inner chi, current the sea. Very nice. Thank you. And if somebody wants to come on, I don't know if I'm allowed to bring somebody onto my, I can bring somebody onto my TikTok. I think I can also bring somebody onto my, what do you call it? YouTube, right? Just give me a minute to take a little shot of this. I'm going to get back to the planets. But let's see if we can have that survey right now. Let's see. Let's go here. Draw and guess. AI paper. What's AI paper? No, I don't want AI paper. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, let me see if I can just do this for a second. I don't know if you can see that cube. Can you see that cube? I'm just going to move out of the way. Sorry. All you need to do is draw circles. And once you keep drawing circles, that's what it's going to do. I'm just take my camera out and show them what I'm showing. Right? So you have the inside star and you have the outside star housing inside the cube. That is a flat area space. Every time you draw angles show you depth. For me, angles show you depth. I'm just trying to look for something. Just give me 1 second. So you can also see, right? You can also see, I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to also show YouTube what I'm showing here, right? So you can see over here, right? Look what's in between. Every triangle can be split another 3 times. And by splitting the triangle again, right, the core of the triangle is going to automatically give you a gateway in the corner. It's going to automatically create that 7th spot. At the same time, when you see that division, right, I know I can't point it out to you. Maybe I could. Hold on a second. You see this, right? If you take a look at it and imagine if it was a triangular, right, over here, 4 sides, and when the light comes in, it gets refracted. Now, remember, it has to come in from somewhere and get refracted, right? So one of the portals will be the entry, and the other 3 sides will be the exit. So the 4 sides of a triangle are going to exit the 3. That 3, okay, that 3 is going to be 3 times 120 for your 360 inside a 90. So let me put this back up here, see where we're going to go with this. Just give me a minute. I want to get this board off. Where did this board start? Hold on a second. Wow. No, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. No. Anyways, we're gonna continue on here. So the 18-wheeler. Now, how do I get that off? Wow, I don't know how to get that off. Like I didn't know, right? What happened to those blue eyes? Do all tigers have those eyes? Okay, here is where it was, right? So let me see if I can jig this all the way down to the end for a second. Okay, so we also have this. I'm going to show you that after. They say are 12 strands of DNA. There's here, we have a strand of 12, a strand of 12, and a strand of 12. We also have sections. Okay, over here, I'm going to show the camera for those who've seen this already. We have sections, right? We have sections. We have 3 sections of 12, and we have 3 rows linear of 12. When we're counting, I'm just going to take that off. I don't like it. Let me see where I am. Just want to see one more, see if I have anything else here. This is all on a flat piece of paper, right? We have to understand how, right? What is coming together? Now, we can't see this here. I'm just going to brush it off, take it off for now. Okay. Put your back to the real world in the background. The 18-wheeler is a connection to the sun. How is it a connection to the sun, right? Besides, I asked people about the energy. I didn't want to forget about that energy, but it looks like it went by us. Hello, Zaya. How you doing? How you doing? Teleport. So the energy is all around us. We live in that energy. It would be just so nice if somebody can say, I'm wrong. Tell me something different. Say something. Tell me I'm wrong in something. Ask me a question. Do we live in the energy? If we do or if we do not, are we breathing? Yes or no? I'm going to tell you before you answer that I'm breathing. Apparently, the doctor says breathe. And I'm going, Doc, what does that mean? So I looked it up on Google, what it means to breathe. And I do that. What does it mean to breathe?
Take air into the lungs and then expel it, especially as a regular physiological process.
So we can see that as a... Now, do I have to breathe in order to sustain life?
According to American Lung Association, you can live for 2 weeks without food, 2 days without water, but only 2 minutes without it.
Okay, let me just lower this over here. Do I need to breathe in order to sustain life?
According to American Museum of Natural History, most living things need oxygen to survive. Oxygen helps organisms grow, reproduce, and turn food into energy. Humans get the oxygen they need by breathing through their nose and mouth into their lungs.
So you got it right from the internet. That's the truth. So therefore, if we are breathing, okay, then we are breathing for the oxygen. Do you know they use oxygen when they are, I think it's when welding or when they're welding and using welding and cutting, they use oxygen in that. Things that oxygen are needed for. So what's going on with me? What do I need oxygen for? They're using it down by the power plant. Yeah, for the welding machine. You know, the thing about electric and the plumbing, the way items are connected. You see, for the fifth wheel, right? I take these four and these four, and I interlock these two, leaving me 3, and I interlock these, leaving 3. Then what I do is I connect this pole over here, and I slip this onto this. Now, guess what? I had a straight electronic connection. This is my solid, my connection, although there's a passage, and I have a passage that goes in between. Okay, so if energy is going through here and energy is going through here and water passes through both sides, that water will end up in both worlds. Or that water, okay, you can use it having the two worlds. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Okay, and I stick a foot down here and I stick a foot down here and I'm connected with the water here at this level here. That connection of the water and that design I just showed you will actually be more or less the letter A. The letter A. All that is below its legs can possibly be under the ground. All that is above can possibly be the sky. Possibly. The design of the letter A is valued at 5. Although it looks like an angelfish, and it looks like the front of a D and the bottom of a C. This also looks like the tower going all the way down. It's this because the V in Roman numerals is for 5. So now it is the fifth wheel. The sun, right? I'm missing some questions here. The sun, S-U-N, okay, is 19 plus 21 plus 14. The sun is also 8 plus 6 plus 13. 8, 6, 4. Has anybody ever seen that number associated with the sun? What is the distance from the sun to planet Earth?
According to NASA, the distance from Earth to the sun is 93 million miles, but the distance to...
What is the diameter of the sun?
According to NASA science, The Sun is the largest object in our solar system. Its diameter is about 865,000 miles.
1.4 million kilometers. This, for most of the time for the last years, they said 864, right? They said 864, 432450, 864, and then this was added on to it. 864, 938. 1.4 is communication, right? Million, I-L-L-I. It's a connection between the two L's, or the two L's are connected. 9 and 24, 33 and 33. Rotation of the birth in the sun system. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. 14 is going to be the IT system. Although it's joining two systems. It's joining the ABCD system. Let me show you. ABC. We are connecting BC, right? BC is going to connect A and D. They're two different systems. You want to go analog and digital? Fine. You want to say 6 ABC equals 6F and BCD equals 9I. One plus 2 plus 3, 6, right? This one over here, when you multiply it, it equals to 24 and 9 equaling to 33. It will be this. Coming into this world, your birth, multiplication and addition through the 3-letter, your agency, is going to equal to this, 33. You're coming to life, your birth and your light of life, your 9. Remember what I said at the beginning? I'm going to remind you about 9, right? A little bit is when you come in here, right? It comes like this. You have 3 here, you have 3 here, and you have 6 here. That's a total of 12 altogether. You have 12 altogether. But either you're going to be the 6 and 3 here, the 6 and 3 here, or the 6 and 1, and the 6, or the 5 and 2, which are going to be all those numbers over here are going to be, sorry, did I get that right? Yes, because this line over here and this line over here is going to connect 1 and 1. This line over here is going to connect 1 and 1, right? Do you follow me? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This bar belongs over here. Unless it's a gap, we fill the water to connect the two sides. I'm going to finish this line. I'm going to have to try and explain myself, right? So the V letter is a Roman numeral 5. You put 5 and 5 together to create 10. You create 1 square. It equals to 10. But in numbers, the 10 is shown to us by a 1 and 9, 10, a 3 and 7, 10. A 4 and 6, 10, a 2 and 8, 10. There are 4 of them, and we pass through 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, we're going to do 1 and 9, 3 and 7 with 4, 6. Then we're going to do 1 and 9 with 3 and 7 with 2, 8. I did it this way. Now I do it this way. In this position, this is the I and Z. In this position, it becomes the H and the N. H and N come together. Right? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go 2 and 8 and 4 and 6. Right? When I go 2 and 8 and 4 and 6, I will then go 3 and 7, 10. Then what I will do is go 2 and 8 and 4 and 6 and 1 and 9, 10. In none of these situations, I created 3 connections. I created 4 connections. To get back earlier, if you're here for the last 20 minutes, we went back to the go in life. ape is go. 4 parts of 22 equals life. The Monopoly game is 22, 22, 22, 22. The Monopoly game is 4 and 18 equals to 22. Call the 4 the corner. The Monopoly game is 4, okay, and 4 and 8 and 2 and 8 and 4. Call the 2 the train, right? So this is the Monopoly game. 4, 12, 14. Oh boy, we got a mistake. And let me see that. Just 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Let me see why I got the 22. We got 18 and 4, 22. 4, 12, 13, 14, 22. Right. Okay, yes. We have 26, right? The dog. We have 26 across, but we only use this 22 or this 22. When we take the trains, when we ride the trains, it's 12 and 12. Otherwise, it's 4 and 18, 22. I'm going to explain this to you. Why is my heater so hot? The cat is number 24. L. Yes, I have to get. What's so special about the constellation of Pegasus, and what does Raphael have to do with it? Okay, let me get into that. Also, just give me a second just to respond to my own thing. The dog and the cat. The cat is number 24, 2 and 4, 6. The dog is number 26, 2 and 6, 8. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is going to show a separation between 6 and 8. It's going to create 6 and 8, leaving 7 that connects them together. An 8 will be for an octagon, dog. A cat will be 6 for a hexagon. Hexagons with the octagons. You need more, you get more hexagons and a crisscross connect inside. I'm going to show you this. And there's many ways to do this before you start to duplicate. So I'm going to do this. There's a few ways to do it. So I'm not going to have all the answers right now unless we all work together. And we work together, right? Because I'm the primary source, one of the primary sources for information. It would be nice to always put my name down so we always have a place to return to, right? Here, what do you see? Do you see octagon or do you see hexagon? Or do you just see the ring? See, I can't put a dot in this one. I can put a dot here, but I can't put a dot here. The only thing I can put over here is this. This is all I can put over here. This is going to represent DNA. So if you're starting to see X and you don't understand what it is, it's the crossing over between one system and another, between the 2 system and the 4 system, if you want to look at it. It's going to add on to a new vibration. And this is because you see it up this close. You see up this close. Can you see my hand? Can you see my hand? Can you see my hand? Do you see anything? What do you see? No, because you're too close. You're too close. Only when you move away and stop to think and try to harmonize with it. The dog and the cat, the octagon and the hexagon. Stop and go. Green, 49, and red. And 4 and 9 and 7 are very special. 4, 9, and 7 are hugely special. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 7 is 63. Now, what is special about that is this. When we connect this, right, we must connect the 3 part, okay, into the 4 part. Now, what does that mean? The 3 part is completely opposite of the 4 part, completely opposite of the 4 side. When you create the 4 from the 3, you automatically end up in this square here. That is your connecting 10 system. although Pluto is noted to be the 9th planet, right? If you look at your keyboard, look at the 9 and look at the 0, the brackets that are on it. Are they moons, or does it say that we are encompassed within? We don't have 10, but when we have a plug-in, this goes over this. Here is the 5th position. What you put the bolt on is the 5th position. I put the bolt on here, and over here it's in the 5th position. I did 4, and then connect the 5th position. My other hand on here, they both overlapped. It was a double. It doubled up on the position. So instead of having 4, you now have 5. You come into this world, instead of having 4 as an animal, you have 5 like in human. 4 animal, 5 human. 4 animal, 5 human. You can also get 6, 7, and 8, and there are stories. For every time there is a change, there is a story. We need the animal name, right? Let me check this out. How many fingers does a dog have? Front paw, the 5 toes, and the dog's front paw include deep claw, which is okay. Back paws, the 4 toes on the dog's back paws, okay? I only see 4. Most dogs have 18 toes, okay? Now everybody knows what a toe is. You can toe me, right? Let's toe it. Mercury inserted there. The 0 spot is a connection area, and I believe the air we breathe is a connection. Thank you, Respel. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining the team. We should all join this team. I just want to sell myself a little bit, and what I want to sell when I sell myself is something that's going to be for everybody. I'm looking for somebody out there that we can create a system, and if you go right now, okay, you can look up online. You can look up Gematria. Gematria. Okay, whoop. Wow, hold on a second. So they have this one over here. Okay, so if you invert and put your phrase in, it'll give you calculations on a bunch of different numbers. But I needed to remember it. I needed to remember what I put in. Plus, when I put in all these words and relationships, there's also equations to decordicate a word or a number. Number 1 is gold. Number 1 is also used as the ace. Number 1 is used as the ace. They show the 1 dot. And it doesn't say ace here, right? But it says it on other cards. And when you get the ace of spades, just give me a second. I don't know who's here. Just give me a second. Oh my God. I'll come back. I have to stop. I'll come back. Give me 15 minutes. Hold on.